Guys, hope everybody's doing well. Today you're going to do an exploration activity. Now, when it comes to grading this, I am looking for reasonable answers, but they don't have to be correct on this one. Now, I'm not asking you just to guess because anybody could do that. So try to take it seriously. Try the activity. It's kind of fun. So what you're going to do, and I'm going to walk you through kind of the gist of it. I'm not going to give you the answers, but you'll be able to figure most of them out. If you recall, a couple of units ago, we did transformations of quadratics. So here's our parent function of a quadratic. And if you remember, we changed the a value, and when it was negative, it was reflection. When it was bigger, it made it a vertical shrink. When it's smaller, it makes it a vertical stretch. And then we moved this value, this h value, and remember when it was inside the parentheses, that's your left and right, depending on whether it's plus or minus. And then the k value is your up and down, depending on whether it was plus or minus. What you're going to discover today is that the rules are super similar in exponential functions. So what I want you to do is you're going to open this document. This is the document you're going to see, but then you're going to go to Desmos and you need to type this in exactly as you see it. That x minus h needs to go in parentheses into Desmos. So I've already done that. And then you're going to see where it says add slider. You're going to click all to add all the sliders. And it's going to put the sliders at various numbers. So the default, just the standard, A is 1, H is actually 0, and K is actually 0. So this is what we would call what we would call the parent function of the graph. And you can zoom in, zoom out, see the different numbers. So you see that it crosses the y-axis. You can see where the asymptote is. So what you're going to do is you're going to play with these sliders a little bit. So the first thing you're going to do is just to explore the sliders. Notice what's happening. When you finish messing around with it, set h and k back to 0. So if I play with the a slider, you see what it does. If I play with the h, we see what it does. If we play with k, we see what it does. So after you kind of play around with it, you're going to go in and you're going to do what the steps in the document say. It says move the a slider to the right. What happens to the function? Here's the vocabulary. It's kind of multiple choice. So you do have a choice here. Like I said, your answer should be reasonable. I shouldn't see things like it looks like Mickey Mouse. That's not an appropriate answer. Just to be funny, pick the answers. So you're going to move the a value to the right of 0. What do you notice? You're going to make it negative. You're going to move, and then make sure you follow these middle steps where it tells you to put it back to like the parent function, so that when you move the other letters, you kind of see what happens. So you're going to kind of play around with this just today. Complete this document. It's not very long. It shouldn't take you very long. And then tomorrow you're going to watch a video and look at notes that outlines all of the transformations of exponential functions, and then do an activity or an assignment that related to that. But this is just an explore kind of a thing. I'm not looking for, exact answers. It's meant for you to play around with the graph. I do expect you to use Desmos and play around with it. Mess with the numbers a minute. It's kind of fun. What happens when it's a fraction? What happens when it's negative? What happens when it's positive? And so on and so forth. So good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.